Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. Evil Mike back with you, and I needed to get this video out of the way. It's supposed to be on like my homework list because everybody's doing it. So again, my comic book collection is from I want to say 2018 to present, but this is my top 50 like cool comics in my collection. I think it's a little more than 50. I kind of lost count, and I didn't. Yeah, but I'm gonna try and go through this as quick as possible, in no particular order, and I'll give a little backstory why it's in here. But first up, Dr. Aphra, and most of us know this. I know this isn't her first appearance, or maybe it is her first appearance, but I haven't found her cameo yet. But I got this in a dollar bin, and literally I got it for half a dollar because it was like a buy one get one free pickup. So yeah. Next up, this is a Batman All-Star Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder, and I have a video that's kind of linked to this video, but this is signed up here by Jim Lee, and I'm just really happy to have this whole collection, and I got Jim Lee to sign it. Next up is Batman Legends of the Dark Knight #2, and I don't have #1, but this is a big comic for me. This is like probably like the third comic book that I can remember reading growing up. As far as Batman is concerned, I remember reading a couple issues, but I can't remember, and they were old, like maybe Golden Age Batman, and because I got them from my grandparents, but that's why it's in my collection. I actually have like 3 copies of this. I love Shaman. I haven't found #1 yet. Next up, 52 Week 7. This is the first cameo of Batwoman, and I'm a huge Batwoman fan. I'm on the prowl for her first appearance, which I believe is week 11. I haven't found it yet, but I'm looking. So yeah, I'm not keeping count. I'm just going to go through this whole thing. Hopefully it's not too long. Shadow of the Bat, issue #1, still in the Mylar. I know I'm probably supposed to take it out of the Mylar, but I love Zsasz. This is his first appearance in comics. I read this growing up, and I love Zsasz as the serial killer, the whole, yeah, right up my alley. Next up, and there's going to be a lot of Batman on this. I'm a huge Batman fan, and honestly, that when I started collecting, that's where I went, was Batman. And I still don't have a lot of major Batman keys. This is kind of more modern. But Batman the White and Gray, I love Kevin Smith. He's one of my, inspirational peoples. I haven't started doing inspiration videos yet. I'm getting to it. But I love Kevin Smith. Walter Flanagan from, Comic Book Men. Heck yeah. Next up, we got the Joker and 80th Anniversary Edition. It is the blank cover, and I have like several covers of this. I'm hoping somebody will be like, hey, I want to draw something, on there for you. I haven't found that person yet. But this is, if I'm not mistaken, and I love all the Joker side stories and everything. Huge Joker fan, if y'all can't tell. But it's the origin story from Punchline, and I love Punchline. Next up, Batman the Cult. I got this on one of my pickups from a local LCS. He sold it to me for $1. I still have not yet read it, but I was just so happy to get it. That's why it's in here. Next up, The Dark Knight Returns, The Last Crusade by Miller and Brian Azzarello. Yeah, whatever. I'm sorry if I I know I mispronounced it. And no disrespect at all. But I was very late to the Frank Miller whole Batman saga, or Frank Miller in general. I don't think I was introduced to Frank Miller until Sin City the movie, and then that's kind of what led me in there. You will see kind of a Frank Miller trend over here, and by far none of these are like expensive or anything, but I did pay like the $8 just to get this because I wanted to read this. This is a prequel to the Dark Knight Returns, the older Batman storyline. Woo! Next up, a store-bought version of Batman the Killing Joke, the deluxe edition, and I've never opened it. I've read The Killing Joke before. I will probably open this up when I do my own review on this story because I love this story. Killing Joke is one of my favorite Joker storylines, slash origin stories, you know. Yeah. Next up, Batman The Dark Knight Returns. We were just talking about this, and there's nothing special about this. This is a very red copy of The Dark Knight Returns. I'm just happy to have in my collection. There are certain books that are just hard to find, and like I've mentioned before, I'm not big on going on eBay and buying this and this. I got this for like $2 at a garage sale, and guess what? I've read it so many times, and it was well worth the $2, y'all. It is one of my favorite books, though. Next up, this is a 2-for-1 because it is the same comic but just different covers. Batman 3 Jokers, book number 1 out of 3, and the reason, it's multiple reasons. One, this is the Error edition, and I got both versions before they were taken off the shelves and fixed. But yeah, Batman 3 Jokers, the Error. Next up, Batman and Superman. I'm a huge Batman Who Laughs fan. I love Batman Who Laughs. But this is I think his name is Mark Marquez, and his signature is signed up here. You'll see a trend from Mr. Marquez, but this is Batman and Superman number 1, and signed. Next up, Batman and Superman number 1, what? But this is the blank sketch variant, and I actually got Mr. Marquez to draw me the Batman Who Laughs. I don't know how well it pops up on the screen because he did it in a red ink, but thank you, sir. Alright, next up, another Mark. Yep. I followed that guy around for like a week. But yeah, he showed up at like 2 different cons, so this is issue number 3, and for some reason I couldn't find issue number 2 at the time. I have it now, but I wanted all of them signed, but hey, yeah. Alright, a pickup that I got recently, but a book that I grew up with, Web of Spider-Man number 1, and I couldn't believe I found this in the wild, like I said, and I was able to get that mark out. Lickety split with a white eraser, y'all. This one is a big one. I was late on this bus. I did not find out about the Watchmen until Zack Snyder's movie. I love Zack Snyder. Thank you so much. In my opinion, if you had to ask me, one of my top favorite comic book movies would be Watchmen, because I've read the graphic novel, and to me it's as close as you can get to a graphic novel so far. Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's up there. It might be a tie. I don't know. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man number 2, man. Ooh. But big one for me. But Watchmen number 2 of 12. I don't have the whole set yet. Like I said, I don't see everything in the wild, so I try and get what I can. I did pay some decent money, like that was $6, and I think I paid like 12 for this one. But this is 12 of 12, the final issue, and this is a heartbreaking issue because I'm a big Rorschach fan. And with that being said, Doomsday Clock number 1. This is the Rorschach variant with the Trinity symbol reflection in his mask. It's a hologram. I don't know how well it shows up in the camera, but yeah, I do like Doomsday Clock, even though it got bad rap. I like Watchmen. Okay, so huge Stephen King fan. He will probably be like my first inspirational video when I do it. I love Stephen King. Number 19, if y'all don't know, it's a big number in his world. One of my most favorite stories of all time, but The Dark Tower, and we finally got The Dark Tower in comic book form, done by Jay Lee and Robin Forth. I love all the series. It's funny because there are dollar bins everywhere. I plan to do a review, but the problem is this was something that was taken from me in the event. I used to have like the first, because it's a set of series that make up kind of the prequel story to The Dark Tower, and it goes further where they touch base on the books and in between. But so I am recollecting that series, but that one is a big one for me because I love that series. I love the art in it, and oh man, Robin Forrest, she doesn't get enough appreciation, man. Ah, Mother Panic #1. There's a big story that goes into this. I'm so glad to have this. It's something I found at half price. It's got a little, like press. I don't care. I was so happy to read it. I do love it. Gerald Way, if y'all don't know, but that book right there. I had asked what it was when it came out, and this comic book guy had, that owned a shop. He was like, "Man, that's too advanced for you, son." I mean, I was 36. I grew up in a sci-fi comic book related world. I mean, come on. Yeah, and that story is not that complicated at all. So I passed on it when it came out. So finding it in the wild, like maybe 3 or 4 months ago, yeah. Dark Knight, the Master Race, Book 1, Frank Miller. This is a big one because not only is it the first issue, but if y'all didn't know, it is a Wonder Woman boob drop. Alright, the next Batman, issue #1, and I don't remember his first appearance, but I'm all for a new Batman, especially of the colored variety. I really dug him. It wasn't like something generic, it could have gone in a million different ways, and I've really enjoyed everything that came out of Future State and beyond. I do have Justice League #1, this one. I can't remember which one was his first appearance, but I got it out. Alright, my girl Wonder Girl. I love her so much, but at the time she was called Wonder Woman. That's because Wonder Woman was missing. But Yara Flor, I love Yara Flor. Back to Batman Who Laughs, and Batman. This is Dark Knight's Metal, issue #5, and I love this cover. My recent ex-wife, for some reason, stole this cover from me. It's not even worth that much, but and she's not into comics, but for some reason she liked this one so much she took it. So finding it again was common trend. Dark Knight's Death Metal #3, and I just love this cover. I don't, I could look it up, but I don't know who did the cover, but I dug it. I'm a big Supergirl fan. I love the series, period. I have multiple variants to a lot of the covers. Dark Knight's Death Metal #7, the end of the series. Incidentally, I didn't get it when it came out. It was an eBay buy. I had to spend, I think, $15 on it because somehow I missed it, and my LCS didn't get it, and by the time, Yara Flor's first cameo, so I had to buy it. I just love that cover in general. That is the, younger generation Wonder Woman with this version, Wonder Woman. Hey, Dark Knight's Death Metal #1. I love this cover. I love it so much. I got a poster on the wall over there of it. I love that cover. I might not say it, but I really dig Wonder Woman, especially current Wonder Woman. Dark Knight's Metal #1. Dark Days The Forge, leading up. It's the first issue that leads up to Dark Knight's Metal. Somehow I missed out on the casting, so I had to pick up Dark Days Director's Cut, The Forge and the Casting, which is a black and white version of both, and it was a really great buy. I never see anybody talk about that. Common trend, we got Dark Knight's Batman Who Laughs, and I love this cover. It's, the foil, yeah, with his little, his crows. Recent one that I've talked about, and I won't show you the other cover, but I really love the other cover a lot more than this one, but Barbaric #1. Enough said. Layla Starr. I have 2 copies of this, the different variants, but I really love the foil or covering. Yeah. Red Room #1. Y'all seen it recently. I love it. This book, man, I love the crap out of this book. It's another book I've read like 2 or 3 times, 2.5 times. Broken Souls Ballads, Scout Comics, their Black Caravan. It's a horror. I love this book. It's a recent book, and I really dug it. Watching another YouTuber, he led me onto this. This is the first appearance of the the new Spectre, and he was featured in the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. He was one of the officers that walked over to Officer Gordon and talked to him, the colored officer. Recent AOK from my boy Brian from LCS, Secrets of Haunted House. I really loved this book. It was so good. Another Jim Lee, and if y'all know the story, this is the comic from the story, the one that Jim Lee tossed on the ground because he didn't want to sign it. But there it is, the infamous Jim Lee signature right there. And right there is the infamous Tuck It from when it fell on the ground. Still love it though. Love Jim Lee. Teen Titans Special. This is from the Events of No Justice. I got this signed by Brent Peebles. He is another person that shows up a lot here in Houston, Texas. So I have quite a bit of signatures from Mr. Peebles. My boy Dan Comics. Denia #1, signed by Daniel Kim himself. That will be in my prize collection forever. Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo. This is Teen Titans Beast Boy. It is like it's a graphic novel, but it's in a teenager like presentation, I would say, like a young adults kind of format. It's not a book. It is animated, you know, like a graphic novel. But right here, I got this card and it was signed. This was, for me, it was the first attempt that they did it during COVID because they weren't allowed to do signings, you know, in person. So DC did a virtual, like if you were on their DC Universe app, you could attend this thing. And she sent this in the mail to me, so I thought that was really cool. It was Cami Garcia. I also got this like cool little keychain and a little poster. But I mean, for a virtual signing, it was pretty cool. Some Goldie Oldies that I have, which I've gotten some recently, but I didn't have a lot to begin with, but a friend had given me these. But this is, and I did grow up reading these because of my mom. My mom was like a Goldie Oldie fan, but Romantic Secrets, let's see what issue this is. Jerry the Jitterbug might like this if he actually watches the whole thing, but I don't know what issue it is, but I mean, I was given this isn't the issue I referenced, but I read a lot of these growing up. My mom had a bunch of them, my grandmother had a bunch of them, I don't know why. But yeah, Romantic Secrets, and this is a really nice copy of it, you know. If anybody wants a copy of Romantic Secrets, you let me know. Hey, look, I got Romantic Adventures. You know, more romance books, but, you know, golden books. Mike loves all comics. I am a huge Jim Henson fan. I try and pick up anything I can from Jim Henson. I love Dark Crystal. It's one of my favorite movies. If you have not watched it, it's on Netflix. Please watch it. Caps on Comics. Hopefully you watched it. Jim Henson's Muppet Babies, issue #3, like the direct edition. I have like 3 through 50, but I just picked one issue and I love this, you know, Jack and the Giant Beanstalk homage. A recent AOK from my guy who I will be on this tomorrow night. You know, Robert from the G-Spot. You know, check it out. Giant Size Avengers #1. I was gifted this in his AOK, and I was also gifted this, Adventures into the Unknown. They are definitely like high up on this top 50 list. Another big one for me, but I like kind of random characters that a lot of people aren't into, and hearing about this, I wasn't on board with her when she first started back in the 90s, but I love Faith. This is a second printing of volume #1. It was a dollar bin win, and for me it was a big win. Every time I see this, I buy this. I think I have 3 copies of it, and I do have a first printing, but I actually like the second printing a lot better. Continuing on with that, I didn't know she was back then, you know, with Valiant Comics. I did read Turok and some other, you know, Valiant Comics back in the day. I was a big Turok Dinosaur Hunter fan. But Harbinger, and this is issue #13, and this is the Dark Knight Returns homage cover. Berserk #1, day 1, first printing. Yep, and I have like, I think 3 different covers now of the first print. I think I have a second print. I think I have the grandpa foil. Yeah, I went berserk crazy. We all did. Nocterra number 1, my boy Scott Satter. He's just killing it. So happy to have that first printing. Silver Coin. Love it. Carmen. Just reviewed it. I love it so much. Please, if you're an artist, draw me something Carmen related. Reach out to me. Sonata number 1. I didn't know about it, but man, I fell in love with this book so much. I have a very old review of this book. It's delicious. Last but not least, Stray Dogs number 1, first printing. I love this series. I can't wait for the free comic book day, dog days that's coming. Stray Dogs, dog days. If y'all have not seen my other 2 AOKs, I have 3 up already from LCS, from Dank Comics, and from Robert from G-Spot. But I have 2 slabs. I have the Toxic Avenger slab, and I have the Carnage Symbiote. 1 second. And that would be like my top 56 comics or whatever it was. Who's counting? I don't know. But for y'all that didn't know, we're supposed to be doing our top favorite 50 comics in our collection. This is my top favorite 50 comics. And partly because of this community. This community is amazing. There's a lot of times I forget to add so many stuff. If y'all ever see any comics that I have that you want, that you really want to, you know, you've been looking forever and I just happen to find in the Dollar Bin collection, reach out to me please, because I might just give it to you. I don't know. I might not even trade it. I might just give it to you just for reaching out. You never know if you take that chance. I am very talkative. I like commenting. The more you comment, the more I comment back. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. Look, second video of the day, and I got more coming. Sorry guys, taking up so much of your day. And guess what guys, you don't have to watch me right away. There's no contest. Watch me in your free time. Evil time, that's the point. One day, y'all will get it. But until then, y'all have an evil day. Make sure and go buy some comics, read some comics. Let's see what your top 50 comics in y'all collection is. And y'all have a great one. I love y'all so much. Man, I love this community. Y'all have a good one.